the next button on this whenever I get it set up, and it's so weird. It just goes. It starts counting down 3, 2, 1. So here we are. I'll give it a second kind of to get out there, I think. And then we'll get started. I have a long list of things I want to talk about today, and I was really hoping to only do this or only come live out here for a half an hour, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. So we'll see. I think almost every one of these things on this list could be a whole video. But we're gonna go through them really quickly because mainly what I want to talk about today is just an update of how the summer is going for me. Today's August 2nd. And I just, as a brief summary, I think the summer has not gone as planned. And how many of you are in that boat? A lot of the times you have all these plans, you have all these things that you want to do, and it just doesn't go how you thought. So I'll talk about that a little bit in this video. And I'm gonna get my planner out right now. And then since it is the beginning of August and the beginning of the week, I thought that we could plan a little bit. So I have my planner that I made, and we'll talk about this a little bit too and how that's going. So I think one of the things that I want to talk about, so I had a ton of goals for the summer. And I've done some of them, but the last week or two, I'd say, I've hit a lull. I've really been in this ravine kind of, and I don't know what happened. I felt like, well, I will quote my daughter, and I've said a couple of things about not getting as much done as I've wanted to. And she said, Mom, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to rest a little bit. And that's just what has been happening is normally I go, go, go. And I have all these things written down. I have all these tasks. And right now is no different. I've had this. And I've needed to rest a little bit. I've needed to take a nap here and there, and I've needed to stay in bed a little bit longer in the mornings when I can, when I'm not working. And it's been kind of nice, but at the same time, tell me if you relate to this. If you guys are a go-getter or a goal-getter, like I say, when you're taking a break, when you're resting a little bit and not working on those tasks, does it stress you out? Are you able to sit back and say, oh, I'm in this rest phase and it's going really well. I'm relaxing and I'm watching a movie or playing a game or whatever it is. And it's really great. I'm in the moment and everything. I've had to force myself to be like that, to say it's okay to take a break. Everything that's on my list is still going to be on my list next week or next month, whenever I get back to it. So yeah, that's where I've been. I haven't been out here on YouTube nearly as much as I've wanted to be. I think the last video I posted was 3 weeks ago, and it was short about my cat. So I haven't been out here with this goal. I have a lot of other goals. And one thing in preparing for this live, or preparing for whenever I'm coming back kind of video, is I've thought through, so a lot of this rest time, I've been kind of down on myself and saying, oh my gosh, I'm not getting everything done. I want to do all these things, whatever the list is. And I thought, you know what? That's not true, because I've been working on getting my planner on Amazon, and I've been marketing, and I've been working on the flyers for this, and I've gone to a market, and I've edited 1.5 of my 3 books that I want to re-edit this summer. And in doing that, I've realized that, and throughout this live, I want to just say some quotes or some buzz phrases, because these phrases and these things have helped me stay in the game, really, and not be so down on myself that I'm not allowing myself to rest and that I'm pushing through. So one of the things that I've been keeping in mind is that slow progress is still progress. So, one of the things that I think kind of forced me into a rest that was kind of bringing me down a little bit was getting my planner on Amazon. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how much of a process this was. And it's not necessarily even Amazon's fault. That's not what I'm saying. But I wanted to get this on Amazon Seller Central, and I started this, I think, June 30th, let's say, June 28th. And I just got it on the other day, July 31st. It took, and I worked on it just about every single day. It was, oh, set up your account and then wait, and then get this on there and wait, and then buy a barcode number, and then you have to wait. And then there were problems within that. And let me tell you, this felt like the biggest test for me. Like, do you want this? Do you really want it on there? Are you really going to keep going? And I'm like, yes, I do want this on there. I'm going to keep going. But literally, I checked that darn thing every single day for that entire time. I just realized I'm not completely centered. And I was really frustrated, but at the same time, I was like, well, that's my task for today, and then I'm just not going to work on anything. And it brought me down. But kind of. I was like, I can't really work on this other thing because I'm down about this, about not doing that. And I've wanted to have like this big launch for my planner. And I felt like I needed that Amazon to be live in order to do the launch. So I waited because it was like coming out here and saying, hey, my planners are available, but I don't know if people would go to my website as opposed to Amazon, because I know that for me, when I see something that I want and it's on their website, I go and check and see if it's on Amazon, because all my credit card information's on there and I trust them and all that. And I know everybody else does the same thing. So I felt like I couldn't launch completely without it being on Amazon. And there was a time period where I didn't think it was going to go, where I didn't think it was going to go on Amazon. And that was really a downer. I've got to say, that really brought me down. But as of, I'd say 2 days ago, it went on Amazon. So I'm really celebrating. I'm really happy about that. And now I'm hoping, there's also a couple other things. I've felt pretty tired lately, and I've been going for, I've got to say, years. Okay. And I'm just letting myself relax. So if you're in that stage, if you're in that phase of, I need to rest, I need to relax, it's okay. And what I've done, because I still have all my goals, I still have them on my mind, on my list. I still write all my lists and try and still cross everything off, just at a slower pace and allowing myself to. So what I was saying is that slow progress is still progress. Okay. So if you're working on half of a task a day, that's okay. You're still in the game. One thing that I wanted to say is, because I'm looking at my list, I have so many things on here. Just wondering if you allow yourself to reflect on where you're at in your stage. What stage are you at? Are you at the beginning and you're all ramped up and you're ready to go? Or I feel like my hair is acting funny, but I think it's the wall. Anyway, I think it's a crack on my screen. Are you being honest about where you're at? Are you just kind of going through the motions of every day? Are you able to say, I need to rest, or I'm ready to go? And because I think that in our journey, knowing where you are and what stage you're in is so important. It's so important to know, because you can really hone into that energy, that feeling, how much energy you have to give to your project, to your tasks, and to your goals. So that's one thing that I've realized throughout this. Another thing is, I come out here a lot and I say, go, 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 go for your goals. And I don't think I've ever experienced this to where I've needed to take a break and that I've let myself take a break. I still feel like I'm in that break period. I'm not quite sure why I've been really tired. I know that one time my doctor asked me if I was taking my supplements, and I was like, sometimes. And she's like, yeah, sometimes people, forget a day or a week, and then a year goes by. And I get in that phase, and I know that when I take my supplements, it boosts me up. So this morning I took them because I remembered her saying that. One of the things I want to say is that when you have your task list, I have a huge task list. Okay, I have all my goals. I have a lot of goals. And let's say you're like I am right now and you're needing to rest and you're needing to relax, but you still kind of want to go for those things. Do the thing that's on your mind the most. Maybe that's stressing you out the most. And here's an example. So today I was in my daughter's room and helping her put her laundry away. I don't know if she was helping me very much as opposed to me just doing it. And she had her closet open, and that's one of my stressors is cleaning out the kids' rooms just constantly, right? My oldest daughter is getting better about this, but my youngest is still like, just shut the door, it's fine. We'll get to it sometime. And I thought, you know what? Today is sometime. So why don't we, I have a fuzzy, I'm sorry. So why don't we do it now? What am I waiting for this? This is one project that I really want to do. And so I was like, let's do this. It doesn't mean that we have to finish today, but let's get started. So we just started taking out her little bins that she has in her closet and going through, and it's always fun. We always had fun doing that sort of thing. So do the thing that is maybe on your mind the most, that is stressing you out the most, and kind of, if you can, I don't want to be pushy here, but for me, I'm like, let's just do this. Let's just get it done. So that was a really nice thing. We didn't get done, but we got maybe 3/4 of the way done. So when we do that sort of thing, when we just kind of maybe bite the bullet and do it, we feel so much better. I feel like I've done a ton today, and I've done a couple other tasks, but that in particular, getting her room a little bit more cleaned out, feels so much better than doing 5 other tasks sometimes. So one thing, let's see, I think that in doing that, we can prioritize things, but we can also do those things that we don't really want to do. Not that I didn't want to do that, but I know that, I don't know if you guys have this issue, but in cleaning out my kids' stuff, there's always that stuff that's at the bottom, the beads and the little erasers and the little pencils and all those little things that accumulate in the kids' room. I call them sludge. We get to the bottom of the barrel and there's like all this little stuff that they've gotten at school or at parties or something, and I just dump it in a bag and I call it the sludge bag. And I asked the girls, can I throw this away? Like, that I'm okay getting rid of this stuff. And they say no. I'm like, okay, it's going in the sludge bin in the attic. And one day, I will throw that away. And I will be so happy to say goodbye to it. But right now it's okay. It is okay. So we're talking about it's okay to take it slower. One thing that my husband said, this is another like buzz phrase thing, is he said, okay, maybe, because I was telling him, I'm really tired right now and I'm trying to get all this done, but I just don't have it in me to do it all. And he said, you know what, let's just slow down. It's okay. I know I have 1,000 of my planners in the basement that I want to sell. He said, but you've done this and this and this, and really all you have to do is wake up and be here with us and go to work when when it's a work day, and be here, and you have to eat and you have to sleep. And he's like, those are the basics. So if you, it's okay to think like that. And then what else can you do? What can you add on to that? And that was really nice. That was really nice and grounding. And it was great to hear it from somebody. So you're hearing it from me also. I'm going to pass that on to you if you're feeling this way, to where maybe you don't have the motivation to get started, or the energy or the time. That what are your basics? What are those things that you just need to do in life? Not that we're just trying to like get through the mud of our lives all the time, right? I went and swam this morning, and a lot of my swimming time is, you know, I'm doing my laps, I'm trying to pull as hard as I can, but I'm also, it's kind of the whole time is a prayer for me. It's my prayer time. It's in the water, it's cleansing, it's refreshing and renewing. And I do a lot of that time just reflect on what I'm grateful for, not necessarily making that huge list in my head every time I exercise, right? Oh, I have to do all of these things, but rather making another list of, I get to swim, I get to walk, I have nice shoes, or whatever it is, just being grateful for all of those things. And that really helps, I think. So a nice gratitude time for yourself. I heard it this morning on the way. I can't say his last name, Mike Malachies. I don't know. He has millions of followers, but he was talking about giving yourself a little bit of a challenge of, and this is off topic a little bit, but it helped me, of not complaining. Let's try a non-complain day and switch it around. And I talk about this a lot. So, if your house is a mess and you're like, oh my gosh, this house is always a mess, be thankful for the house. If your dishes are a mess, be thankful that you had food to eat on the dishes. And if you're stressed out at work, be thankful for your job. And if your kids are noisy, of course, be thankful for your kids, that sort of thing. So, I mean, because we're granted the time that we're here. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but these are the things that have helped me this last month, I'd say, when I've been a little bit in the lull, is to be grateful. So, I want to plan a little bit for the week, and I want to show you kind of how I do that, because in this time where I'm trying to take it slower, I don't want to make it to where, let me see if I can find one of my weeks that are just like, just so many things to do. We're not going to do that. We're just going to plan a couple of things, but, and then I have one more saying, I guess, quote that I saw on the board when I'm swimming. They have, I swim at a pool that there's, gosh, I can't even think of my words here, a year-round swim team for teenagers, and I don't know what the age group is. It's probably 6 to 18, because I used to be on the swim team, that type of swim team growing up. And they have on the board a lot of way to go, this person. Oh, I think there's a cat who wants in here, you guys. I think I have to go let her in, but I'll keep talking. They have kind of, here I'm going slow because I've been struggling with my knee, so excuse me, but they have little sayings and quotes up there on the board, and I wrote one of them down the other day because it was just really profound. Come here, come on in. Yeah, I let you in. My little Violet is joining me. I'm not sure if you'll see her or not. She's my shy kitty. She's my tiny kitty. And by the way, I'm in my guest room where the bed is, so we're just sitting on the bed. So excuse me for taking a little second there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to the next week. I am using my Busy Dreamer Goal Planner and turning the page of this guy, because we have a new month. I didn't use this page. Now, here's a tip. If you're a writer like me and you like to write quotes, you like to write inspirations, maybe you need another list. Even though the week looks, oh my gosh, I have little flyers that are popping out everywhere. Even though the week looks like this, and let's say you don't use a week, use this as a blank inspiration page. Like what's my whole list? What are some quotes? I like to listen to a lot of like sermons, I guess you can say, about church and stuff, and I like to write a lot of those kind of scriptures in here. But we're going to turn the page. So if you have your own planner, I invite you to do the same thing. This week is the 2nd through the 8th. So like I said, I don't want to 8, 9. My mom's birthday is this weekend, and my stepdad's birthday is Tuesday. So I have those kinds of things going on, but I don't want to totally put a lot of pressure on myself. But I do have to make a phone call tomorrow when I'm at work somehow. And then I'm trying to think of a couple of things that I want to do. I don't want to reveal that just yet, but I want to get back to some of my edits because I have my books and I'm changing them. I have my women's fiction books and I'm changing them to be a little bit cleaner. I'll just put it that way, a little bit more wholesome. So I feel better about whoever's reading them, because I feel like the smut part, there's plenty of that out there. But when I'm trying to find like clean and wholesome women's fiction books, I have a hard time finding them. So I want mine, the ones that I write, to be that way. So I'm going to get back into those edits. One thing that I'm going to do is record my Amazon commercial. So I'm excited about that. I have this ready, but like I was saying, I was trying to get this on Amazon for so long that I lost steam with it. So now it's back. One thing that somebody told me, and I can't remember if I did a video about this because I've taken a little bit of a break from YouTube, unintentional. It's just, I have all these videos recorded that I've done and I haven't edited them. So one thing that somebody said was, she asked me, do you have milestones that you have to where when you hit that milestone, you let yourself take a break and you celebrate and you're like, yay, I got to that point. So I don't know if you have that, or do you just go on to the next thing? I normally just go on to the next thing. And that's probably why my whole energy right now is just like taking a dive, because I've needed to have that break. So, but I'm also writing edit YouTube videos because I don't really have a hard time coming up with topics or recording. I have a hard time editing. One day I would love to hire an editor. Oh my gosh, just give them everything. But that kind of might be it for the week, because hold on just a second. Write down that my mom's birthday is there and that my stepdad's birthday is here. So they get to celebrate together. The last thing that I want to say, because I'm at the 23-minute mark already, is this quote that was on the board at the swim team, on the swim team board when I was swimming. And they have all those quotes. So the quote was, pain is temporary, quitting is forever. And then I want to add, continuing is a choice. So let's talk about that for a minute, because I saw that up there, and when I was swimming, I thought about it. And the pain is temporary. I completely understand that. And of course, in the context of swimming, you're thinking pushing yourself as hard as you can, because these people, these kids who are swimming are super fast. They're in a league, I guess, that's, statewide. They go travel around with that kind of team level. And yeah, that's temporary. I like to apply everything back to my mission and my purpose, and somewhat of that is not only doing my goals, but encouraging other people to go for their goals. So that's the whole purpose of this channel. That's the purpose of my planner. I have my own goals though, and that's kind of part of this journey, is to relate to you, because I have my own struggles as well. And while I wouldn't really say that coming on YouTube or editing a video or getting my planner on Amazon, that was a little bit painful, but I wouldn't really call these things pain as much as challenges and struggles. And yes, I have to agree, when I changed that first word, the pain, to challenges or struggles are temporary, I totally agree. I completely agree that yes, well, we might be tired, we might be busy, we might be struggling with the computer or whatever it is that we're, maybe hitting a roadblock on. It is temporary. And the next line was, quitting is forever. I don't know if I agree with that. Quitting in the moment isn't getting you forward. And that's what we talked about a little bit on here, is to do one task at a time, or a quarter of a task at a time, just to keep you going. Quitting is forever. I don't really agree with that. Quitting is stopping you, but there's no saying that. Forever is such a strong word. It doesn't mean that in a year or whatever you're not going to say, you know what, I'm going to pick that book up again and I'm going to start writing it, or I'm going to just start doing that goal again. I really do want to post more often, but I've needed a break. So saying that quitting is forever, if you're in that quitting mode, of course it's forever. But the next one I added to this quote, continuing is a choice. And I completely agree with that. Of course, I came up with that one, but it does take us choosing to show up for ourselves, and choosing to take a break, and choosing to say, I need a break, I need a rest period right now. And I hope that's a little bit of an inspiration for you guys, because we have the days that we're here, and we can choose what we're doing with them. So I don't know if this is, hey, I'm back type of thing. We'll see. I really hope so, because I do enjoy coming out here. But that's where we are right now. I'm turning the page to August, and I have my August filled out. It's not incredibly busy. It is a little bit, but what I'm going to do is fill out the pages that are before it and have my monthly goals. Review July. I like to review what went well, what didn't. And then for my monthly plan, have the month of August. We might do this together. I might do another video. What I'm wanting to work on, my plan to carve out time for my goal, and then this month's tasks. And you'll notice this month's tasks is not the whole page. I do sometimes fill out another notebook with all my tasks, because some of them are really small, but it doesn't have to be 30 things that we're working on this month in order to keep us going, in order to keep us in the game. So I'm gonna fill that out. Probably not right now, because my stomach's growling and my kids are hungry, so we're gonna go eat. But thank you for joining me on this video. I'm so glad to be back out here. It does really feel good to be back in this goal. So hopefully I can stay with it, because I like connecting, and I like seeing comments. So let me know what you're working on. Let me know what your tasks are for August also, so we can cheer each other on, and I can be here to help support you as well. So thank you for showing up on the live or on the replay, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.